All right, welcome to our call. We are on our product overview for Friday night, and we have Sheri Thoman here that is going to be our presenter. Sheri's background is phenomenal. It's absolutely incredible. I could probably spend just the 15 minutes talking about Sheri and everything that she's done, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give a quick introduction for her and let her get into the discussion tonight. So Sheri is the owner and operator of MedFree America, and she also heads up the health services divisions for Polestar Experimental Learning. She has a Bachelor of Nutritional Science, and she studied naturopathy at Clayton College of Natural Health. So she has a phenomenal background. Again, I could go on and tell more about Sheri, but I am going to turn the time over to her and let her get into some information about our EMORA exfoliating mud. So Sheri, the time is yours.
Thanks, Angie. Let me just share my screen here. Let me wait for this to, there we go. Okay, so yes, and I realized, Angie, when I gave you my bio that at the time I was working on my master's degree. So I did complete that in 2019. So I do have a master's degree in complementary and alternative medicine. So hello, everyone. Again, I'm Sheri Thoman. And just to give you a little bit of information about my degrees and some of the things that I've touched on in my studies, besides nutritional science, I've studied naturopathy, I've studied aromatherapy, Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, herbology, plant toxicology, phytopharmacology, botany, and homeopathy, to name a few. So one of the things that I was excited to discuss with you about tonight is our all-natural skincare line, EMORA. And we are going to get into a very deep dive. So we are only going to be discussing the Purifying mud tonight. And so on the website, we have some brief descriptions about what EMORA is and what it does. And you can see here that it smooths the skin, removes impurities, prepares the skin so that it can absorb the toner, balancing out the skin's pH and being able to absorb the rejuvenating cream. But one of my favorite things when I saw this product is that you can target it for what you want it to do. And so we're going to kind of get into that tonight. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. Ooh, nope. Back there. Okay. And so the ingredients, we're going to go through all of the ingredients, the kaolin clay, the papain enzymes, honey, clove, the cocoa powder, the cinnamon, the razul clay, witch hazel, slippery elm bark, and then candula. Okay, so the deep dive. So people have been using clays, medicinal clays, for centuries to improve the health of their skin and hair. Clay facial masks are made up of one of several types of clay, the kaolin, or the bentonite. It's thought that these masks have several benefits, like absorbing excess oil, helping to manage dry skin, and preventing acne. Kaolin clay is primarily made up of the mineral kaolinite. Kaolin clay has some important detoxifying and stimulating effects that is beneficial for any skin type. Its drawing properties absorb excess oil and impurities from the skin and treating acne breakouts. It's also perfect to help restore the skin that has been damaged by frequent outbreaks. So basically, whatever damage, it can help restore the skin's integrity. Some have found that the regular use helps to balance their skin's oil production, and that's what my daughter discovered. My daughter's 16, and of course, she got her oily skin from her father, and she was getting a lot of breakouts and a lot of scarring around her hairline and under her jaw and on her back. And she finds that the clay really helps to not only reduce that oil production, but it's totally cleared up everything. And I'll have to post some, I was trying to get her to post some pictures, but I'll have to get that to everybody later. So when combined with water, the tiny crystals generally gently exfoliate and refresh the skin. Since it's so gentle, kaolin clay is a fantastic cleanser and detoxifying treatment for sensitive skin, and that's important. So with long-term use, kaolin clay can cause your skin to feel and appear more toned and tightened. It can reduce fine lines and wrinkles. There's also special types of kaolin clays, such as Brazilian red and crude clays, that have clinical studies showing extreme improvement in elasticity and firmness. So another clay that is in the product is bentonite clay, or some people call that Aztec clay, or it's called Montmorillonite clay, from where it's mainly mined from. It has been used for thousands of years to remove toxins from the body, like heavy metals like lead and mercury. In fact, with the lead, they primarily use it to remove lead out of wastewater. This is an edible clay. It can also be used as a hair mask. There have been several studies showing that bentonite clay reduces toxins. Therefore, it can be used as a foot bath. It can be used on the armpits as a detox. It also soothes the skin and is effective for breakouts and rashes, such as diaper rash. So anybody with babies, you can mix it with a coconut oil, and you can make it into a salve with some candula and some other soothing things, and actually use it as a diaper rash ointment. It can be used also as a salve for bug bites and poison ivy. Bentonite clay has a negative charge that binds with positively ionized particles. And so what that means is it pretty much acts as a biochemical sponge. In Russia, when they had the Chernobyl disaster, bentonite was used to clean up. And at 3 Mile Island, bentonite actually was rubbed on the skin by the workers before they suited up to work for the day, and it was an added protection. Okay, so the other thing that's really important to understand is the level of absorption. Kaolin clay will absorb water 65%, whereas bentonite clay has a 300 to 700 absorption rate. The pH level of popular clays, so bentonite has a pH of an 8 to a 9.7. The Razoul clay, or the AKA red Moroccan clay, has a pH between 7 and 7.5. And kaolin has a pH of about 6. And so what this means is our skin typically is slightly acidic, and that's to prevent bacteria and whatnot. And so what these clays do is actually help balance the pH of your skin so that it can be clearer and be healthier. So the Razoul clay, or the Moroccan red clay, its name means mountain of the washer in Arabic. Razoul clay can improve skin's firmness by a whopping 24% and skin clarity by 68%. This toxin-free skincare product reduces dryness by as much as 79% and flakiness by 41%. When applied to the skin, it removes dead cells and excess sebum, which are major contributors to acne. So, let's see here. There we go. Let's go to the next one. Oh. Okay, so I took the liberty of creating a hair mask recipe from our mud, and it can be used as a detox hair shampoo. And so you basically want to take the 3 tablespoons of the mud, add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil or olive oil, almond oil, any of your favorite oils. The picture there on the bottom right-hand corner is one of my favorites because it's extremely moisturizing, and that's an ancient Greek remedy oil, and it has a mix of all kinds of wonderful oils. And it also has lavender essential oil in it, so it's wonderful. Then you can add your favorite essential oils. Essential oils are awesome, especially when you have certain scalp issues and hair issues, and especially if you're losing hair. So lavender, peppermint, rosemary, thyme, clary sage, and cedarwood essential oils will promote hair growth. In fact, some of the studies showed that these essential oils like clary sage worked better than minoxidil. Lemongrass can be added to help with dandruff. Tea tree can be added to unclog the hair follicles. And that was another one that was really good. In 2013, they did a study and compared it with minoxidil, and it performed extremely well. Ylang ylang can be added for those who have dry scalp. For those who want to combat balding as well, you can add black castor oil. And that is an extremely great recipe, and it works for even your eyebrows and other areas that thin out as we age. And then you're going to add 5 to 6 tablespoons of water to make it a runny consistency to be able to apply it to your hair easier. You can apply it to your hair. You wait, 10 to 15 minutes, then you're going to want to rinse it out, and then you're going to want to shampoo as normal. All right, so the next ingredient in the mud is papain enzyme. Papain is a proteolytic enzyme extracted from the raw fruit of the papaya plant. Proteolytic enzymes help break down proteins into smaller protein fragments called peptides and amino acids. This is why papain is a popular ingredient in meat tenderizer. According to Healthline, papain is a popular folk remedy to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling. It has also been used to improve digestion, to treat infections, diarrhea, allergies. It's also been studied for its potential use in cancer and other diseases. So the protein dissolving papain can be found in many exfoliating products as well for the skin. These products help reduce acne by removing dead skin cells that can clog pores. It can also remove damaged keratin that can build up on the skin and form small bumps. I know that's really annoying for a lot of people. In a 2017 study, they suggested that papain is a viable treatment for scarring. The next ingredient we have is honey. I especially love Manuka honey. Manuka honey is antibacterial and moisturizing. When added as an extra, you may want to use Manuka, which comes from the bush native to Australia. It is highly antimicrobial. In fact, in typical honey, it's the hydrogen peroxide that provides that benefit, whereas in Manuka honey, it's the unique Manuka factor. That's a grading system that uses a scale between 5 to 20 to gauge each batch of the honey's antibacterial strength. And there are types of this honey that possess a 12 or higher score, and it's considered medical grade, and it can be added actually to bandages to treat wounds. So let's see, the next one, cinnamon and clove. I put those together. So basically clove helps in reducing the sagginess of the skin, prevents the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It is a powerful anti-aging ingredient and used in most cosmetics. It removes the dead skin cells and helps in blood circulation, which indirectly or directly ensures a youthful and radiant looking skin. It is a potent antimicrobial, and that is often used in dentistry. Cinnamon, on the other hand, there was a study published in the Journal of Advanced Pharmaceutical Technology and Research, and it notes that the use of cinnamon oil can benefit those who have acne problems. Cinnamon is an extremely powerful antioxidant that protects you against the damage caused by free radicals. So if anybody says that our skincare line isn't epigenetic, they're wrong. In fact, a published study on PubMed noted that out of the 26 ingredients, cinnamon was the most effective when it came to antioxidant activity. The cinnamon stimulates blood vessels, which promotes more blood flow to the face and improves the appearance of your skin, making it more even toned, and is an excellent anti-inflammatory. All right, so the next, we're going to talk about the cocoa, which is in the product. And I wanted to make everybody aware that there is a difference between cocoa and the first one, which is cacao. And no, it's not a bird call. There's a difference. And basically the Hershey's cocoa that we typically use with our baking, it's highly processed and literally stripped of all its nutrients. Whereas the cacao, it's extremely high in antioxidants, and it even has mood enhancing benefits, and all the vitamin and minerals are intact. It can improve brain function, it can quell headaches, and it also promotes heart health. But for your face, the raw cocoa powder can be used to maintain skin health due to a rich amount of antioxidant flavonoids called flavonols. Flavonols decrease the harmful effects of UV rays to the skin while enhancing elasticity and hydration. These properties help to soften, clear, and detoxify your skin. Raw cocoa powder can also increase the elasticity of your skin, which helps with fine lines, wrinkles, and reduces the appearance of scars. One study published in the Journal of Agriculture and Food Chemistry showed that cocoa has more phenolinic and phytochemicals and a higher antioxidant capacity than black tea or green tea. So next, I decided to talk about the witch hazel and the calendula. Witch hazel, let's see if I can find that. So witch hazel is a natural remedy made from the bark and the leaves of a plant called Hamamelis virginiana. Long used in traditional medicine, witch hazel is usually applied topically in order to treat certain skin conditions. Witch hazel, how it works is it contains tannins, which is a natural compound with astringent effects. And by acting as an astringent, it can constrict the skin tissue, basically reducing pores. Calendula, on the other hand, has many uses both internally and externally. The flower contains many different antioxidant groups, including lutein, lycopene, beta-carotene, quercetin, rutin, and a whole host of others. The witch hazel, proponents claim that witch hazel can heal a wide variety of skin troubles, such as acne, bruises, burns, hemorrhoids, inflammation, insect bites, itching, pain, and varicose veins. In addition, some people use witch hazel as a toner, a type of skincare product said to cleanse and tighten the pores. Witch hazel may help treat sunburn when applied topically, and this is according to a 2010 report published in the Journal of German Society of Dermatology. And in 2007, a study from the European Journal of Pediatrics, they did a research project and they tested the effects of witch hazel on 309 children with minor skin injuries like diaper rash and localized inflammation. And they showed that it was actually just as effective and tolerated as well as the pharmaceutical ointment. Let's see here. The calendula, the flower contains many different antioxidant groups, including lutein, lycopene, beta-carotene, quercetin, rutin, and a whole host of others. One could see how the use of this flower in an extract or oil could benefit the skin, nervous system, and mucous membranes. In testing done with the plant extract, it shows that the constituents of calendula promote the development of collagen structures in the skin and the mucous membrane. The 5 most important compounds in calendula are oleanic acid, lupiolol, quercetin, amarin A, and amarin B, and they have been studied to provide antioxidant protection, soothe the skin, and reduce discomfort. All right, so next we have our slippery elm. The botanical name is Ulmus rubra. The common medical component of slippery elm is the inner bark of the tree, which is traditionally dried and powdered. Native Americans actually used this for centuries as a demulcent, a substance that restores natural mucus coating or on irritated tissues. It's a mucilage, which basically means slippery when wet. The aloe vera is a cactus-like plant that grows in the desert regions around the world, and its leaves produce a gel that is rich in vitamins A, C, E, and B12. The slippery elm supports individuals with skin conditions ranging from psoriasis, eczema, and acne, as well as reducing swelling and redness in irritated skin conditions such as rosacea. The mucilage, as a part of the skincare serum, helps skin feel soft and supple, and the antioxidants speed the healing of wounds and produce new cell growth, which is crucial to any anti-aging therapy. The aloe vera has anti-inflammatory properties as well, can reduce pain, swelling, and soreness of wounds or injuries. And it also supports the production and release of collagen as well. All right, so here we have some of the extras, and I know that time is getting short, but if you just to let you know that if your skin needs more moisture, you can always add grated carrots. If you need less oil, you can add things like lemon juice. If you want less blemishes, you can add manuka honey. You can add yogurt. Yogurt for other parts of the body. Did you know that you can actually use yogurt for things like ringworm or athlete's foot, and it can be soothed and removed if the yogurt is applied to the place of infection. This is the best natural solution of yogurt, since the probiotics in the yogurt can actually help this for this purpose. Avocado is soothing and moisturizing. It contains vitamin E, potassium, lecithin, and many other nutrients that can nourish and moisturize your skin. And things like the apple cider vinegar, I chose to put up Bragg's here because it showed that it has the mother in it. And the mother is very important because it has all those active enzymes, whereas your regular vinegar that you get, all that has been stripped out. And so if you're going to add any sort of apple cider vinegar, you're going to want to put all those active enzymes and great stuff in there. And that's the other thing that I wanted to let you know about using yogurt. Don't use your regular store-bought yogurt. You might want to use something like a Greek yogurt or even kefir, because kefir has all of the cultures, many more cultures than just your typical yogurt. And so these are some of the things that are all the components of our EMORA mud. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And if you have any questions, be sure to reach out. You can contact me via email.
Wow, thank you. That was incredible. And I love using our mud, but I usually only use it once or twice a week. I'm definitely going to up my mud use. Tonight, I am going to be doing a mud hair mask. Thank you for that recipe. That is incredible. I hope everyone enjoyed it. We'll have this recording out to everyone shortly, but thank you, Sheri. This was incredible. What a wealth of knowledge that you have on the products. So thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for presenting.
Thank you. Appreciate it.